Hey, what's going on, everybody here? Welcome to another American Truck Sim video. I am Full Tilt Gaming. Thanks for stopping in. Make sure you like and make sure you subscribe if you like Sims, if you like stuff. We're going to be bringing in some X-Plane video on demand later on. Also going to be bringing in Farm Sim when that rolls out. So I've got a full crew ready to do some farming and put out some, hopefully, what you guys consider is great content for Farm Sim. I am looking forward to it. That's what this channel was actually. It's what it started out, being solely just Farm Sim, and then I branched out into some other Sims. So I'm looking to kind of return back to my roots. So I'm kind of excited about that. I'd be amiss if I said I wouldn't. But aside from all that, go ahead and subscribe if you like any of that stuff. Go ahead and make sure you like the video. And if you have constructive comments, and I'm going to speak a little bit more on this here in just a minute, but if you have constructive comments, feel free to let those go down there in the comment section. Or if you have legitimate questions about this mods, and have questions about it, if something I did not cover in the video, then ask a question before you purchase. I'll be glad to help direct and answer as many of those as we can. But on the side of constructive comments, what I'm not going to, what I'm not going to do, and I'm not going to waste a lot of time on this because I know a lot of people don't really care. But I'm not going to go through and filter, and I'm just going to delete all of the nasty derogatory comments that are always directed at me because I'm a YouTuber that decides to do a video on a trailer. I mean, come on, guys. All I'm doing is trying to get the information out so that people can make an informed decision of whether or not they spend money on a particular mod or not. One way or the other doesn't really matter to me. Whether or not, it does not matter to me at all if you decide to purchase the mod or not. But it is a payware mod. I know how we've already discussed in every one of my other payware mods on how these things operate and on what happens. But this is just where the market is right now. Unfortunately for ATS, for those that can't afford it, it is a lot of hard work to bring these trailers into the game. There's just a lot of work, and you'll see a lot of the work that's been put into this trailer as well. And also, I'm also going to show you a few things that are going to be in our first, it's going to be in his first update of this trailer. So there's a few things that's up on his store right now, but honestly, I've kind of got to get the video done and get it out. So where I'm going to put them up with these caveats, but I'm going to make sure you guys know what they are and tell you. But they're very small things. It's not anything that operationally, functionally changes anything about the trailer. It's just some extra little tidbits of info that probably say, oh, well, it's nice that that's going to get fixed here pretty soon. But if you have comments, if you have questions, leave them down in the comments, and then I'll try to address those, especially if they're legitimate questions about the mod and you have more questions that I don't answer. So let's look at it real quick now that I've literally said all that. Let's look at it. So we've got a couple of things here. So this started out as the regular old Lowboy, like we've kind of always been accustomed to with ATS. ATS actually has a default Lowboy that they put like the bulldozer and it's a couple of little small things on it, like the road roller, that kind of thing. So that's kind of what this is based off of, or at least the load size. And after that, you've got two. You've got a single and a double, which adds the dolly that's right here on the main pin, and then it extends out from there. So no matter... There's tons of configurations here, so I'm just going to go really quick here through some of this, and then we'll decorate us up a trailer, and then you guys we'll look at it, and we'll call that a video. So you got two different ones. You got the center rail support, which you typically would find with excavators, but it's really got to be a certain size of excavator. You know, I mean, most of the stuff I see does have your rails on, and maybe has extenders on those rails that make them a wide load. But two options, doesn't matter. Then you've got options on the axles. Options galore on the axles. So you can do doubles Jeeps on this if you want to. You can do 5 axles. Crazy amounts of stuff here. So I'm just going to really quickly, I'm just going to show you a few of these things because we're going to kind of go back in contact on this. So you do have these really cool things here that add almost like an extension 4th axle here. So so as you're looking at this, you can have this one right here, which adds the 4 or 5, or if you just want to do the 3 and have 2 exposed on the tag axle, totally up to you. But I will say this, there is a bulldozer load in here that this is the trailer you're going to want to use. So you may want to use the 4 axle, which will cover the whole entire thing, and then the bulldozer blade. You saw it in the early parts there when we scrapped through the early parts of the video. That is where the bulldozer blade is going to lay. So if you really want to haul that particular bulldozer, you're going to kind of need this trailer for it to look right. They don't really differentiate because this is not necessarily a new trailer. It's just a different variation of the trailer and an accessory, and it doesn't really affect the load any at all. So that's all of those. You can do all those axles, and that doesn't really matter. Now, once you move to the doubles, these move and put this little dolly in, and then it also will give you the chance to add in. Now, you can still do the center rail support, or you can do the rail support on the outsides, and this is where it gets interesting. So no matter what you want to do, if you want a shorter dolly on this, which gives you a little bit extra added length, but probably makes the turning a little bit easier, or if you want to go ahead and lengthen this thing out, you want to have more of your heavy haul look. The cool thing about this is that it does kind of take a Lowboy, that 55L, and extends it out and makes, I don't know, 3 or 4 trailers out of this, because now you've got this single. You can do all the single triples, you can do double triples, and then you'll see as we click through all of these different axle configurations, which there are lots of them, all of these different ones here add something too. So you've got 4 or 5 axles on a single, you've got 5 in the doubles, now you've got 5 triples, you got a single, double, single, you got a double, double, double. You can see where I'm going with this. So each one adds a new one in. So I believe we've got triples, but for most of these loads, even the triples up here would be a little overkill, but just because it's a lot of wheels, and most people are like, yeah, just put a lot of wheels on there, it's good. They'll put a nice little gray steel. Actually, we'll just make sure that looks pretty good with the truck, and it does. Yeah, it looks good. I'll just keep it there. All right, so we've got a couple things. I'll try to move through the wheels as fast as I can. So we've got 4 wheels up here. Now, the cool thing, now this is totally if you want to, but I do like this every now and again. I will add these super wides up here just because I can, and it's something different looking at the dude. But, you know, this is all out of Smarty's Wheel Pack, by the way, the Alcoa pack. And there's 2 sets of those. One of those adds all these right here, the AccuRide steels. So if you want to ride with more of an old school look, or if you want to chrome it out, whatever, you'll find both of those there. So we'll add this last 2 here. We got a cool little thing there I'm going to show you. Don't worry, that's not a problem right there. That's supposed to be there like that. So going back up the front of the trailer, we got 2 different ones. We've got a nice kind of like a mud flap arch here. So you can do the diamond plating or painted. I personally like the diamond plate. It looks slick. And then you've also got the same axles covers here. There should be axles instead of axis. But I think part of that's a language barrier. So if you want to cover these all the way over, you can. I think the bulldozer blade will fit on a triple. So it's up to you as to whether or not you want to do this right here where you've got the tag axle. I think we've got enough room in there, but it looks like it might be close. But once the load is on, that tag axle will drop. So there's not really much you really need to worry about there. Now, obviously you don't want to put anything like that on there, but you could do the dual axle and leave this little tag axle free and clear to rotate, which some people probably would leave it up like that. So I think we'll do the same. Now right here is where you've got a couple of different options. Now on most of this, mostly in America, you'll see this type of hinged on your back dolly here, the rear dolly. You'll see that kind of hinged approach on this. Now the cool thing, depending on what you can do, now it doesn't actually do this, but in real life, at least he's got it modeled. So you've got a back, I forget what they call that, a stop, or anyway, you've got the back trailer rest on there. You've also got this hinge, so if looking at this, you can hinge this all the way over. Or you can go with this one, which is more of your Aussie design. I know a lot of the Drake trailers kind of have this particular setup, and they'll pull these up, hydraulics, and then this will cap over on itself. So it basically just kind of stores itself. So you call it the trailer stores itself for transport until you get ready to pick up the load, and all this extends and yada, yada, yada. So aside from that, you've got that one, which I guess we'll just leave that one up. Now, from what I can tell, this is one of those caveats that I'm not exactly sure if it's supposed to be this way, but the beacons do not rotate. But these right here do, and they're little strobe lights in the backs of the trailers. And they do function, and they do shine light out on the main roads and whatnot. So you got warning flags there. So add another warning flag on this side. Yeah, there we go. And then the same thing for the back of this trailer as well. So if you want to add, you'll just have to pick the bottom one for right now until that is updated. So we'll do a warning flag there, and then we'll do a warning flag there. And that is all on this one. Then you can put whatever tags you want to, so long loads, oversized, whatever. So I think what I may do is do a long load up here on that one, and then we'll drape something across the back, maybe a long load on that one. That's a little more Americans what we kind of do around here. So a little mix and match for all the different fans of different hauling styles. So there you go. So they're pretty much all the way from the back end there. So that's a nice beefy heavy haul trailer basically is what this is. And even so, it's got a lot of whatever it's going to be heavy. So transformers, the Trex cranes. You've got a couple of different. I don't know. You've probably got about 12 to 14 loads. You saw those scrolling in the front. We did videos on all that as well. So I think we're ready. 102,000. We'll confirm that. We'll purchase. Yada, 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 yada. Let's just throw it in Oakland for right now. Sure. All right, let's exit out. Let's take a look. All right, well, we got our all loaded up here, so I'm just going to do a nice, good, cool pan shot here. As you get now, a lot of these loads have they've got different loadouts with them. They've got different stuff like the chains and different cables, wheel blocks, wheel stops, all kinds of stuff on the tracks. Now this one does not, but that's not with most of the loads. They all have those. But maybe since this is from the default game, or at least pulling something, especially from the logging areas, maybe that's why he did it that way. But as we get up here, we'll turn around and do a little sky view here of the whole entire trailer. You can see how much, really how long this trailer is. I mean, even for a wheel loader, probably a little over the top. You wouldn't really necessarily have that for, I've seen a lot of these wheel loaders go in. They're just on a simple Lowboy. So I don't necessarily think that's, needs the Jeep trailer on there. But there are some really big loads on here that I think are pretty cool to have that. So that's what this is, multifunctional trailer. So it's pretty cool that he's got all that down. Now, so just to recap, the things that need fixing and need finishing, at least from what I can see, is the load images need fixing, the translation needs to be completed, and then we've got those little issues with the little beacons that don't turn, but the strobes work. So those three things really just knock it down from a perfect trailer for me down to about a 7, mainly just because it feels incomplete. And that's really the only thing that's my only beef. The trailer drives great. It pulls great. I mean, the weights are fair, on it now, although there are some that need to be beefed up quite a bit. On the weight side. So you will find no shortage of cable. You'll find no shortage of loads available for this truck. There are tons of stuff for this truck. So if you like these trailers, you like the Lowboys, and you want some with has customizable options and stuff that's aside from special transport, that's aside from heavy haul, this may be a good trailer for you. I have no idea. I mean, you have to be the decider of that. So hopefully I've given you enough information that you guys can make a decision. If you don't like it and don't want to buy it, well, that's fine. You won't have it. But there's no sense in, being nasty about it in comments towards me or the mod creator. I mean, he's doing his thing. He's made a decision, and it's just like you guys make a decision whether or not you buy the mod or not. So one way or the other, somebody's going to lose, somebody's going to win, someone's going to be right, someone's going to be wrong, and that's just how it is. Welcome to life. So Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. If you like these kinds of trailer reviews, you want to see a little bit more of these, I've also got all of these down. If you'll go down into the mod showcase on the main YouTube channel, just click out of here, click on my name, and scroll down about half a wheel scroll, and you'll see a mod showcase, and that's where you can find all of these. All the payword trailers, all the free trailers that's come out here for trailer ownership on 132. Anything that's here that's worth a showcase and a review on, you can find any of that stuff here. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Go look through some of that other stuff, and I'll see you here in the next, hopefully, it'll be just a good video. It won't necessarily be just necessarily a trailer review. So anyway, we'll see you here on the next time we're live here on FTG Full Tilt Gaming. We'll see you guys. Peace.